Hello, my dear friend. Welcome, truly welcome. I'm so glad you are here. You may not know me yet, but by the end of this story, we will feel like we've walked a journey together. Because I know something about you already. You are someone who wants to grow. You are someone who wants to learn. You are someone who has a dream, even if it's a small one. That involves the English language. Maybe you've tried to learn English before, and it felt too hard. Maybe people laughed at your pronunciation. Maybe your friends speak better English, and you feel left behind. Maybe you've stayed quiet in conversations, even when you wanted to speak. And maybe, just maybe, you've started to believe a lie that many people believe. I will never be good at English. But listen to me now. I want you to hear this in your heart. You can learn English, and you can do it faster than you think. This story you are about to hear is not from a rich man in a big country. It's not from a perfect student or someone with perfect grammar. This story is from a normal person, someone who made a decision, kept going, and learned English in just 3 months. And now, I want to tell you exactly how. Step by step, mistake by mistake, victory by victory. Why you need to learn English. Deep emotional reasons that make the listener feel seen and inspired. Let me ask you a few questions. Have you ever wanted to understand English songs or movies but couldn't? Watched your friends speak in English while you stayed silent? Felt nervous applying for a job that required English? Skipped opportunities in life because you felt your English wasn't good enough? To travel, but were scared you wouldn't understand signs, menus, or people? If you said yes to even one of those questions, then I know this story is for you, because I was just like that. I remember sitting in a room where everyone was speaking English. I smiled. I nodded, but inside, I didn't understand a word. I remember reading signs in English and pretending to understand. I remember dreaming of getting a better job, but feeling stuck. I remember opening YouTube videos or English books and closing them after 5 minutes because it was just too hard. But here's the truth. I want to give you, English is not something only smart people can learn. English is not only for native speakers. English is for you. Yes, you. Right now, as you are, and when you improve your English, you don't just learn a language. You unlock a new world. You become stronger in interviews. You meet people from across the globe. You make friends from new countries. You understand jokes, movies, music, and news in English. You become more confident, more powerful, more free, and in 3 months, if you stay with this story, you will not only speak English better, you will think differently about yourself. You will stand taller, and you'll never again say, I don't think I can learn English, because by then, you will have already done it. WHY, you should stay and listen to this story. Let me speak to your future. You may be thinking, will this really help me? Is this just another boring story? Can I really learn English in just 3 months? The answer to all 3, yes, but only if you stay with me. only if you listen to every part. Only if you treat this story like a map, because that's exactly what it is. A map that takes you from, I'm scared to speak, to I feel confident in conversations. From I don't understand English to I can watch a movie with no subtitles. From people laugh at my English to people respect my effort. In this story, I will share with you the exact things I did. What worked, what didn't, what I listened to, what I read, what I practiced every day, and how I stayed motivated even when I wanted to give up. Every chapter is a new part of the journey. It is not just information, it is an experience, a real path. And if you walk this path with me, you will reach the goal. So, I ask you with all my heart, don't quit after 5 minutes. Don't skip parts. Don't say, maybe tomorrow. Stay with me, right now. Just like you stay with your favorite movie or your favorite story. Because if you finish this journey, you will not just learn English, you will learn how to become someone new. Are you ready? Then take a deep breath. Sit back. Open your heart, and let's begin. Chapter 1. The morning I decided to change asterisk. The first thing you must know is this. Change begins with one moment. For me, that moment came on a Monday morning, just as the sky was turning pink. I woke up earlier than usual before my alarm. My heart was pounding. My mind was racing. I felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. I looked at the small room around me. The same 4 walls I had slept in for years. The same single bed. The same wooden chair by the window. Everything felt normal, yet nothing would ever be the same again. I sat on the edge of my bed, my feet on the cold floor. I took a deep breath and whispered to myself, today, I start my English journey. No more waiting. No more fear. I reached for my phone and opened the Notes app. My fingers trembled as I typed the first words. I will learn English in 3 months. Day 1. Then I closed my eyes and thought of my reason. I pictured myself confidently watching a movie without subtitles, answering a phone call from a stranger in perfect English, applying for a dream job without hesitation. My reason was not vague. It was real. I want freedom. I want confidence. I want a life without walls. With that clear purpose, I rose, folded my blanket, and placed it neatly on the bed. I felt a small spark of pride, my first tiny action I did. Not know grammar. I did not know many words. But I knew this. Action defeats doubt. So I opened YouTube and searched for easy English for beginners. The first video was a gentle voice introducing simple greetings. Hello, my name is Anna. How are you today? I pressed play, headphones on. The speaker's voice was slow, kind. I unmuted the microphone on my phone's voice recorder and repeated each line. My tongue tripped on today, stumbled over Anna. My voice cracked. I stopped and took a deep breath. Then I tried again twice, 3 times. By the 5th attempt, I said it clearly. Hello, my name is your name. How are you today? I felt a small rush of excitement. That moment 5. Words spoken clearly was my first victory. Building the day 1 routine, I knew one small action was not enough. I needed a habit. So I created a day 1 routine. Listen 10 minutes. I chose one short video or audio. No subtitles. Just sound. Shadow 10 minutes. I repeated every line immediately after hearing it. Speak 5 minutes. I talked to myself. In front of the mirror describing what I saw. Write 5 minutes. I wrote 5 new words and used them in simple sentences. 5 minutes here. 10 minutes there. A total of 30 minutes that morning. It felt short, yet it felt powerful by the end of those 30 minutes. I had listened to 3 videos, shadowed 2, spoken about the sunrise in English, and written sunrise. The sunrise is orange. Mirror. I see myself in the mirror. Garden. The garden has flowers. Chair. I sit on the chair. Notebook. This notebook is mine. It was small, but it was enough to prove to myself I could do it. Facing resistance after. My routine, I felt proud, but soon resistance came. Doubt whispered, "You're not a child. You're too old. You don't have time. This will never work." I stopped and wrote those doubts in my notebook. Doubt number 1, I'm too old. Doubt number 2, I have no time. Doubt number 3, I'm not talented. Then I crossed them out with a red pen, because I knew doubt is a liar. Action is truth. Each crossed out doubt made me feel stronger. I closed my notebook and smiled. First victory. A message in English later that afternoon. While drinking tea at the corner stall, I noticed a tourist asking for directions. The vendor looked confused. My heart beat fast. I walked over and said, in a low voice, "Excuse me, you on the bus to the train station?" The tourist looked surprised, then smiled widely. "Yes, thank you. Can you please tell me how to get there?" I gave simple directions, using the words I had practiced that morning. Go straight for 2 blocks. Then turn left at the big tree. You will see the station on your right. He thanked me again and walked away, waving. My legs trembled as I returned to my seat. My friend at the stall asked, "How did you learn my English?" Not perfect, but real. I just nodded, feeling a surge of confidence. That short, unplanned conversation, just 2 minutes, was my second victory of the day. Reflection. Before sleep that night, I sat at my desk and reflected what went well today. I spoke clear greetings. I followed my day 1 routine. I helped a stranger in English. What can I improve tomorrow? Understand more words in videos. Speak louder and slower. Write a short paragraph in English. I wrote these notes and closed my notebook. Lying in bed, I realized small victories build big change, and day 1 was complete. Chapter 2. Learning to think in English. On the second morning, the sun rose gently over the trees outside my window. I sat quietly, drinking warm tea, thinking about the conversation I had with the tourist the day before. It had felt like a small miracle. I spoke English, real English, and the other person understood me, but I also knew something deeper. I had not thought in English. I had translated in my mind from my native language. It was slow. It was heavy. I needed to change that. If I want to speak English fast, I must think in English first. This became my goal for day 2. Training the mind. I started small. My teeth. I looked at my toothbrush and whispered in English, "This is a toothbrush. I brush my teeth every morning. Our teeth are white." Then I looked at my face in the mirror and said, "This is my face. I have 2 eyes. My hair is short." I felt strange at first, but soon I began to enjoy it. My mind was waking up in English. Every small object became a lesson. Every moment became a classroom. At breakfast, I picked up a spoon and said, "This spoon is silver. I eat rice with a spoon. This is my breakfast." And I wasn't only saying it, I was thinking it in English before I spoke. Word of the day chose one new word to learn deeply. That day, the word was window. I wrote, "The window is open. I see trees from the window. The glass is clean." Then I asked myself, what do I feel about this word? I wrote, "The window lets light in. I feel happy when the window is open. Me feel free." And just like that, English became emotional, personal, not just a school subject. From labels to thoughts next. I made sticky notes and placed them around my room. Door chair's fan phone. Penache's time. I saw the object. I said its name. Then I added a sentence. The fan is on. My phone is black. Then I added feeling. I like this chair. It is soft. Its pen helps me write English. Slowly, I noticed something. I was no longer translating. I was thinking in English, and that made me smile. Night reflection. At the end of the day, I sat down and asked myself in English, what did I learn? What did I feel? What do I want to improve? I answered. Today I learned how to think in English. I feel proud. I want to keep practicing. And that was enough. Chapter 3. Creating a world of English around me. Asterisk on day 3. I made a new promise to myself. I will create a world where English lives with me. Not just for 30 minutes, but all day. I knew it was not possible to travel to an English-speaking country. But I could bring English into my world. Changing my environment first, I changed the settings on my phone to English. Suddenly, messages became messages gallery, became gallery settings, became settings every time I opened my phone. Saw English. My brain got used to it quickly. Next, I changed the language on my social media. My YouTube homepage filled with English channels. My Facebook suggestions came in English. My Instagram captions became simple reading practice. I even changed the labels in my kitchen. My mother laughed when she saw salt and rice written on paper next to the containers. But I explained, I am building an English home. And she smiled. English music and podcasts later that afternoon, I listened to a slow English podcast. The topic was simple: how to wake up early. The speaker spoke clearly. I repeated each line in my head. Then I listened to an English song, "Count on Me" by Bruno Mars. I printed the lyrics and sang along. At first, it was hard. But slowly, the words made sense. I felt emotional. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, ... It felt like the singer was encouraging me. Talking to myself that evening, I did something brave. I turned on my camera and spoke to it. Hello. Today's day. 3. I listened to English music and a podcast. I changed my phone to English. I am proud of myself. I will not stop. I recorded myself. I watched the video. I smiled. Then I recorded it again, but this time slower and clearer. That became my new habit. Daily English diary. 1 minute per day. Chapter 4. The first, struggle, but I did not quit *day, for began with excitement. But by the afternoon, frustration came. I was watching a video about weather. The speaker said, "It might rain later, but the forecast says it's only a 30% chance." I paused. I didn't understand. Might rain? Forecast? 30% chance. Felt lost. I replayed it 5 times. I still didn't get it. My chest felt heavy. Doubt came again. Maybe you're too slow. Maybe you won't understand real English. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath. Then I wrote in my notebook, "Struggle means learning." I searched the words one by one. Might equals maybe, forecast equals weather. Prediction 30% chance equals not very likely. I wrote my own sentence. It might rain today, but maybe not. Then I returned to the video. I listened again. This time, I smiled. I understood the power of not giving up that evening. I met my cousin. He said, "You're still learning English? Why? You're not in school." I smiled and replied, in English, "Because I have dreams. And English will open the door." He didn't reply. But I felt strong. I had faced struggle, and I didn't quit. I had faced doubt, and I answered with courage. Chapter 5. Finding grammar without fear. The morning sun entered my room softly, just like before. But today, something felt different. After 4 days of practicing English every morning and evening, I felt a small but strong confidence growing. Inside me, I was speaking more. I was thinking more in English. But still, one word made me nervous. Grammar. The word grammar reminded me of school, where teachers gave long lists of rules. I remembered books full of complicated explanations and endless exercises. I thought to myself, grammar is like a big wall I cannot climb. It is too hard. It will stop me. But I knew deep in my heart that grammar was important. I could not avoid it forever. So I made a promise to myself. I will learn grammar, but I will learn it in a way that feels easy, simple, and even fun. I opened my notebook and wrote big letters. Grammar is a friend, not an enemy. Starting small. One piece at a time, I decided to learn just one small piece of grammar every day. No rush. No pressure. On the 5th day, I started with something simple. The present simple tense. I wrote a sentence on the page. I eat rice. Then I changed it. He eats rice. I saw the little s at the end of eat in the second sentence. It was a small letter, but it changed everything. I said it aloud again and again. Eats. I eat. He eats. I smiled because this tiny s was like a secret code that changed the meaning of the sentence. I made a small list of sentences. I eat. You eat. He eats. Kai eats. I said each sentence slowly, looking in the mirror. My mouth moved carefully, trying to get the sound right, using stories to learn grammar instead of doing boring exercises. I found simple stories in English to practice grammar naturally. One story was about a boy named Tom who loved to play soccer. The sentences were short and easy. Tom plays soccer. He likes the ball. He runs fast. Read the story many times. Each time I imagined Tom running on the field, kicking the ball with energy. I even acted it out. I pretended to kick an invisible ball, run fast and smile with joy. It did not feel like studying. It felt like playing dot grammar in everyday life during breakfast. I practiced making sentences about the people around me. I eat bread. She drinks tea. They like coffee. I looked at my family and tried to say their actions in English. My mother cooks. My father reads. My sister sleeps. Speaking about real people and real things made the grammar feel alive, not just words on a page. Accepting mistakes as part of learning, of course, I made mistakes. I said, he eat rice. She like tea. At first, I felt frustrated. But then I reminded myself, mistakes are proof you are trying. Each mistake was a step forward. I wrote this in my notebook. Mistakes help me learn. I will not be afraid of mistakes. This thought helped me keep going, even when I stumbled. End of day reflection and reward at the end of the day. I sat quietly with my notebook and answered 3 questions. What did I learn today? What did I enjoy? What can I do better tomorrow? I wrote, today I learned the present tense. I spoke many sentences. I made mistakes, but I kept trying. I am proud of myself. Then I rewarded myself with a cup of warm tea. Feeling calm and happy. Chapter 6. Speaking to yourself. The secret practice when I first began learning English. I discovered one of the most powerful habits that changed everything. Speaking to myself. At first, this idea felt strange. Talking alone? Was I crazy? But I realized that practicing alone was a safe place. No judgment. No pressure. Just me and my voice. The first time I spoke to myself in English, one morning, I stood in front of a mirror and said softly, "Good morning. Today is a good day. I will learn English." My voice felt shaky and quiet. I stumbled over some words. I looked away and felt embarrassed. But then I remembered, this was practice, not a performance. So, I tried again. This time, I spoke. Louder. I like to read books. I like to listen to music. I smiled at my reflection. It felt like I was encouraging myself. What I said in my daily self-talk every day. I made a habit to speak for 5 minutes alone. I started with simple sentences. My name is your name. I am learning English. I want to speak well. Sometimes I described what I was doing. I am drinking tea. The tea is hot. The cup is white. Other times, I told little stories about my day. Today, I walked to the market. I saw many people. The sun was bright. How speaking to yourself builds confidence, speaking aloud, made me realize that English was becoming part of me. At first, I was scared to speak with others. But practicing alone gave me the courage I needed. I could hear my mistakes and correct myself in private every day. My voice became stronger, clearer. More confident. Tips for speaking to yourself. If you want to try this, here are some tips I found. Helpful. Find a mirror or record yourself. Watching yourself or listening later helps you notice how you sound. Use simple sentences. Don't try to say too much at once. Small, clear sentences are powerful. Talk about your day. Describe what you see, what you feel, what you want. Don't worry about mistakes. This is your safe space. Mistakes mean you are learning. Make it a daily habit. Even 5 minutes a day can make a huge difference. The surprise benefit? Thinking in English as I practiced speaking aloud every day. I noticed something wonderful. My brain started thinking in English naturally. I didn't have to translate in my mind. First. English became a new way to see the world. This was the secret power I had been searching for. Evening reflection. One night, I sat quietly and wrote, "Today, I spoke to myself for 5 minutes." But I did not stop. I feel more confident. Tomorrow, I will speak longer. That simple commitment helped me keep going. Asterisk. Chapter 7. Using songs to learn words and feelings. Music became my best friend on this journey. I found that songs helped me remember words and feel the meaning behind them. One day, I found a song called "You Are My Sunshine." The words were simple, and the melody was beautiful. I printed the lyrics and read them slowly. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. At first, I didn't understand every word. I listened again and again. Then I started singing aloud. My voice was soft and sometimes shaky, but I didn't care. Singing helped me learn new words like sunshine, happy, smile, friend more than words. The song gave me feelings. I felt warmth and hope. Music made English alive and fun. How to use songs to learn English if you want to try. Here's what I did. Choose a simple song you like. Print or write the lyrics. Listen to the song slowly, reading the words. Sing along, even if you make mistakes. Learn the meaning of new words. Feel the emotion behind the song. Songs make words stick in your mind like magic. My daily song practice every day. I spent 10 minutes with a song. Sometimes I danced a little as I sang. Sometimes I closed my eyes and imagined the story in the song. It was my joyful time, a break from hard study, and slowly, English words became friends. Chapter 8. Facing doubt and moving forward, no journey is easy. As I went deeper into learning English, doubt tried to stop me again. Sometimes I thought, maybe I am too slow. Maybe I don't have talent. Maybe English is too hard for me. These thoughts were like clouds covering my sunny sky, but this time I did not run from doubt. I faced it. I wrote each doubt on a piece of paper. I am too slow. I have no talent. English is too hard. Then I tore the paper into tiny pieces and threw them away. I said out loud, "Doubt is normal. I will try again tomorrow." Small steps, I reminded myself. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to take one small step every day. Even if I only learned one new word or spoke one sentence, it was progress. Every small step built a path forward. Encouragement from within me, wrote positive sentences and stuck them on my wall. I am learning every day. Mistakes help me grow. I am proud of my progress. These reminders gave me strength. When I felt low, I read them and smiled. Talking to my future self, that night, I wrote a letter to my future self. "Dear future me, keep going. You are stronger than you think. English will open doors. I believe in you." Writing this letter made me feel hopeful and ready to continue. Chapter 9. Reading simple stories to build vocabulary. I discovered that reading simple English stories was a great way to learn. I found books with short sentences and pictures. One story was about a cat named Mimi. The sentences were easy. Mimi is a small cat. She likes milk. She plays with a ball. I read the story slowly, looking at the pictures. Each day, I read a little more. How reading helped me. Reading stories helped me learn new words. Naturally understand sentence structure. Imagine scenes in English. Practice pronunciation by reading. Aloud. I read the story many times until I could say it without looking. Making reading a habit. I set a goal. I will read one page every day. Sometimes I read in the morning. Sometimes before bed. Reading became a fun daily habit. Like a story time just for me. Chapter 10. Celebrating small wins and staying motivated. Extended learning. English is a long journey. I learned that celebrating small wins kept me motivated. Each time I spoke a new sentence clearly, I smiled. Each time I understood a new word in a song, I felt joy. Each time I wrote a sentence without help, I felt proud. My reward system I created. A reward system. Learn 5 new words equals watch a favorite show. Speak for 5 minutes without stopping equals enjoy a treat. Finish a story equals share. My success with a friend rewards made learning feel exciting. The importance of patience I reminded myself. Progress takes time. It is okay to move slowly. I stopped comparing myself to others. I focused on my own journey. Looking forward, at the end of part 2. Okay? Felt stronger and more confident. English was no longer a stranger. It was becoming a new part of me. Asterisk, asterisk, Chapter 11. Building your English voice, speaking with confidence asterisk when I reached the 3rd month of my English journey. I realized something very important. Speaking was more than just knowing words. It was about finding my English voice and believing in myself. Many times, I had been afraid to speak. I worried about mistakes, about sounding strange, about being judged. But I knew I had to overcome that fear to grow. The moment I found my voice, one day, I decided to record myself speaking about my favorite hobby, cooking. At first, I spoke slowly, pausing between words. I like to cook rice and vegetables. I listened to the recording. My voice was soft and a little shaky, but I felt proud. Then, the next day, I spoke again. This time, a little faster. I like to cook rice and vegetables. Cooking is fun and relaxing. I recorded it and smiled at the progress. Speaking practice every day made a simple plan. Speak out loud for 5 minutes every morning. Talk about my day, my feelings, and my plans. Practice common questions and answers. For example, what is your name? My name is your name. Where are you from? I am from your country. What do you like to do? I like to listen to music and read books. I practiced these sentences many times until I could say them clearly and confidently. Using tongue twisters and pronunciation practice to improve my pronunciation. I started practicing simple tongue twisters. She sells seashells by the seashore. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. First, my mouth twisted in funny ways, and I laughed at myself. But slowly, my pronunciation became clearer. Talking with friends and strangers when I felt ready. I tried speaking English with friends and strangers. At first, I only said simple sentences, like, "Hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you." Sometimes, people corrected me gently, and I learned from it. Other times, they smiled and encouraged me. I learned that people appreciate when you try to speak their language. Overcoming fear. Whenever fear came, I remembered, everyone makes mistakes. Speaking is practice, not perfection. I told myself, I will try again. I will not be afraid. Reflection. One evening, I wrote in my notebook, "Today, I spoke with a stranger. In English, I felt nervous, but I did it. I am proud of myself." That small success became a big step forward. Chapter 12. Listening with Purpose. Understanding Real English asterisk. Listening was one of the biggest challenges on my English journey. When I first tried to understand native speakers, their fast, natural way of speaking was overwhelming. It felt like they were talking a secret code, words rushing past my ears, impossible to catch. One afternoon, I sat quietly with my headphones, listening to an English podcast for beginners. The speaker's voice was calm and slow, and the topic was simple, my daily routine. At first, I could only understand a few words here and there. I rewound the audio again and again. Slowly, I started recognizing words like wake up, eat breakfast, and go to work. I wrote down new words and phrases. Later, I read the transcript while listening again. This double practice helped me connect sounds with meaning, building a daily listening habit. I realized that to improve, I needed to listen every day. So I made a plan. Every morning, I listened to a short English audio for 10 minutes while having tea. I walked outside with my headphones, listening to English stories or podcasts. When cleaning or doing chores, I played English music or simple dialogues in the background. At first, I didn't understand everything. That was okay. I told myself, I don't need to understand all. Just keep listening. Slowly, my ears began to recognize common words and phrases. Using movies and videos as learning tools one evening, I decided to watch an English movie with subtitles. The movie was a simple comedy with everyday conversations. I watched with the subtitles on, reading and listening. I paused to repeat phrases I liked, practicing pronunciation. After a few days, I tried watching without subtitles. I still missed many words but caught the meaning from context, facial expressions, gestures, and tone of voice. This made me realize that understanding English isn't just about words. It's also about the feeling behind them. Learning common phrases, I started to focus on common English phrases that native speakers use every day. Some examples. How are you? What's up? See you later. I don't understand. Can you help me? I practiced these phrases by saying them aloud, imagining conversations. When I heard these phrases in movies or podcasts, I understood more easily. Patience and persistence in listening. I understood that improving listening is a slow process. Some days, I felt frustrated when I didn't understand a single word, but I reminded myself, every minute of listening is a step forward. I kept my headphones on, my mind open, and my heart patient. Practical listening exercise here is a simple exercise I did daily. Pick a short audio, 1 to 3 minutes for beginners. Listen once without reading anything. Just try to understand. Listen. Again with the transcript. Follow the words. Write down 5 new words or phrases. Repeat the audio. Trying to say along with the speaker. Doing this helped me train my ears and improve my understanding. Reflection one night. I wrote in my journal, today I listened to a story about a boy named Sam. I understood more than before. Listening feels easier. I will keep trying. Asterisk, asterisk, Chapter 13. Thinking in English, the key to fluency, asterisk, when I first started learning English. I had a big problem. Every time I wanted to say something, my brain would do extra work. It would first think in my native language, then translate into English. This made speaking slow and difficult. Sometimes, I forgot words because the translation took too long. One day, I realized if I want to speak English smoothly, I must start thinking in English, not translating. The challenge of translating. Imagine trying to build a tower, but every brick has to travel a long road first. That's how my brain worked when I translated. It took time, and sometimes the bricks fell. I wanted to build my English tower faster, training my mind step by step. I started small, every day. During simple activities, I forced myself to think in English. For example, while brushing my teeth, I repeated sentences in English inside my mind. I brush my teeth. My toothbrush is blue. I do this every morning. While walking, I described what I saw. The sky is blue. The birds are flying. I am walking to the market. At first, my mind jumped back to my native language many times. But I gently reminded myself, think in English. Try again. Using English labels around May made my room into an English zone. I put sticky notes with English words on things. Door, window, table, chair, bookage time. I saw a label. I said a sentence in English. For example, near the chair, I said, "This is a chair. It is comfortable." This simple habit helped my brain get used to English naturally. Talking to myself in English-speaking thoughts aloud was powerful. When alone, I spoke about my feelings and plans. I feel happy today. Tomorrow, I will study English. I want to speak better. This helped me connect words with real emotions and ideas. The moment it became easier after weeks of daily practice, I noticed something amazing during conversations. I no longer had to translate first. English words came directly to my mind. My speaking became faster and more natural. Exercises to think in English. You can try these too. Pick a simple daily activity. For example, eating, walking. Describe it silently or aloud in English. Use simple sentences and vocabulary you know. When your mind switches to your native language, gently bring it back to English. Repeat every day. Reflection. One evening I wrote, "Thinking in English is like training a muscle." It was hard at first, but now it feels stronger every day. I am closer to speaking fluently. Chapter 14. Using simple writing to improve. Putting words on paper. Writing was a surprising friend on my English journey. At first, I thought speaking and listening were the most important, but I soon discovered that writing helped me see my progress clearly and remember new words better. Starting small. 5 sentences a day began with a simple goal. Write 5 sentences every evening about my day. At first, I wrote very short sentences, like, I wake up early, I eat breakfast, Kago. I like music, I read a book, Kago. Sometimes, I wasn't sure if the grammar was correct, Kago. That was okay. My goal was practice, not perfection, using a dictionary and simple tools when I didn't know a word. I used a dictionary or a translation app. I wrote the word down and tried to use it again the next day. Keeping a journal. My English diary made a special notebook for my English writing. Each night, I added my sentences. Sometimes, I drew little pictures next to them to help remember the meaning. Learning from mistakes. After a few days, I asked a friend who speaks English to look at my writing. They gently corrected my mistakes and explained the rules. I wrote the corrections in my notebook and practiced again. Mistakes stopped feeling scary. They became helpful teachers. Writing as thinking practice writing also helped me think in English. When I wrote about my feelings or plans, I practiced new vocabulary and grammar naturally. For example, I am happy today because I spoke English. Tomorrow, I will learn new words. Making writing a daily habit even when I was tired. I reminded myself, writing 5 sentences takes only a few minutes, but helps me improve. This daily habit gave me a sense of progress and achievement. Reflection 1. Day. I wrote in my journal, writing in English is fun. It helps me remember words. I feel proud of my progress. Chapter 15. Staying motivated, your daily energy to keep going * learning. English is a journey with many ups and downs. Some days are easy, others are hard. Staying motivated is the key to keep moving forward. Setting small, achievable goals. I learned that big goals are important, but small daily goals are what make the difference. I set simple goals every day, such as learn 5 new words, speak for 5 minutes aloud, listen to 1 English song, write 5 sentences. Each small goal was like a stepping stone, rewarding yourself after reaching my daily goal. I rewarded myself. Sometimes I watched my favorite TV show. Sometimes I ate a small treat. Rewards made learning feel enjoyable. Not a chore. Finding support from others. I found friends who were also learning. English.wheat. We shared our progress and encouraged each other. Talking about struggles and successes made me feel less alone. Positive mindset and self-talk. Used positive self-talk every day. When I felt tired or discouraged, I said, I am improving. Every day I get better. Mistakes help me learn. I believe in myself. Looking forward at the end of Part 3. I felt stronger and more confident. English was no longer a strange language. It was becoming a new part of who I am. Final. Reflection of Part 3. I wrote, this month I have grown a lot. I speak more. Better. I think in English. I write simple sentences. I will keep going because I believe in my dreams. Chapter 16. The power of consistency, making English a daily habit. When I started learning English, I thought that big leaps would bring success. I imagined that if I studied hard one day, I would become fluent overnight. But reality taught me something very different and very important. Consistency beats intensity. The truth about learning, small steps add up. Imagine planting a seed. If you pour a bucket of water on it once, but then forget for days, the seed will not grow well. But if you give the seed just a little water every day, it will sprout and become strong. Learning English is the same. At first, I tried studying many hours in one day, but I quickly got tired and overwhelmed. What I learned. Then, I changed my approach, creating a daily English habit that fits your life. Realized that the best habit is one you can keep no matter what. So I looked at my day and found small moments for English. While having breakfast, I played an English podcast. I didn't have to focus 100%. Just listening helped. While walking to the store, I practiced saying simple sentences in my head or aloud. In the evening, I spoke to myself about my day in English, slowly and clearly. Before sleep, I wrote a few sentences in a notebook, reviewing new words. These short but steady moments became my daily English time. The 5-minute promise, how I beat procrastination some days. I felt tired or busy. I wanted to skip practice, but then I made a simple rule for myself. Even if I don't feel like it, I will do just 5 minutes. 5 minutes is not long. It's easy to start. Surprisingly, once I began those 5 minutes, I often wanted to continue longer. This trick helped me avoid skipping days, tracking my progress. The power of visual motivation. I made a calendar. And every day I practiced English. I put a big green check mark. After a week, I saw a chain of green marks. This chain became my motivation. I didn't want to break it. Even on hard days, I would do something to keep the streak alive. Real-life practice, using English outside study. Time learning English is not just about books and apps. It's about using it in real life. I began saying simple greetings in English everywhere. At the market, good morning, how are you? With friends, what are you doing today? With family, I am learning English. Sometimes people smiled and responded kindly. These small interactions made me feel brave and connected, emotional. Journey, the ups and downs of consistency. Some days, I felt excited and confident. Other days, I felt frustrated and slow. When I doubted myself, I reminded myself gently, it's okay to feel tired. Learning is not perfect. Every day is progress. I wrote encouraging notes in my journal. You are doing great. Keep going, one day at a time. Mistakes are part of learning. How consistency changed me after weeks of daily practice. I noticed big changes. My listening improved. I caught more words in conversations. My speaking became smoother. I felt less afraid to try. My vocabulary grew steadily. Most importantly, I felt proud of myself. Consistency gave me confidence, and that is the real key to learning. Practical tips for you to stay consistent. Find small pockets of time. 5 or 10 minutes is enough. Make a schedule. Pick times when you can focus, like morning or evening. Use tools you enjoy. Podcasts, songs, short videos, or simple books. Track your progress. Use a calendar or app to mark each day. Reward yourself. Celebrate small wins to stay motivated. Forgive yourself if you miss a day. Start again without guilt. Final reflection of Chapter 16, One Peaceful Night. I wrote in my notebook, consistency is not always easy, but it is the secret to success. Every small step builds my English skill. I believe in my journey, and I will keep going. Asterisk, Chapter 17. Expanding your vocabulary. Learning words that matter. Asterisk, as I moved closer to fluency, I realized my vocabulary needed to grow in the right direction. Words aren't useful if they don't fit your life. Choosing vocabulary that fits why began by focusing on words related to my daily life, work, and interests. For example, I made lists: food, rice, bread, water, chicken, fruit, vegetable, places, market, school, home, hospital, park, actions, eat, drink, go, come, play, sleep, feelings, happy, sad, tired, excited, worried. Using words in sentences. I never just memorized words alone. I learned how to use each word in a sentence. I eat rice every day. She goes to the market. I feel happy today. This helped me remember words better and use them naturally. Learning words in context, reading simple stories, and watching videos helped me see words in real situations. When I saw market in a story about shopping, the word became real. Reviewing and repeating to keep words fresh. I reviewed them regularly. Day 1. Learn new words. Day 3. Review. Day 7. Review again. Day 14. Another. Review. This spaced repetition helped words stick in my mind. Fun with flashcards and games. I made flashcards with pictures and words. Sometimes I played word games or quizzes on my phone. These fun methods helped me remember without feeling bored. Reflection. Learning vocabulary is like building blocks for a house. Each new word is another block to build my English world. Chapter 18. Perfecting pronunciation, speaking clearly and naturally. Good. Pronunciation makes your English easier to understand and gives you confidence. Listening and imitating lead carefully to native speakers. Their rhythm. How some words are stressed. A voice goes up and down. I practiced by copying exactly what I heard. Trying to sound as close as possible. Recording and comparing. I recorded my voice on my phone. Then listened back and compared to native speakers. Sometimes I found small mistakes I didn't notice before, like the TH sound in think or the R in read. Practicing difficult sounds. English has sounds that don't exist in my native language. So I practice them every day. For example, the TH in think, and this putting the tongue between the teeth and blowing air gently. The are in read, curling the tongue without touching the roof of the mouth. Tongue twisters for fun. Practice tongue twisters became a fun way to practice tricky sounds. She sells seashells by the seashore. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Red lorry, yellow lorry. At first, my mouth twisted in funny ways, and I laughed at myself. Getting feedback and help. I asked friends and teachers to listen and give advice on my pronunciation. They helped me notice details and encouraged me. Reflection. Pronunciation is like music. The more I practice, the clearer and more beautiful my English sounds. Chapter 19. Speaking with confidence. Your voice matters. At this stage, I was ready to speak with confidence. Confidence is a skill that you also need to practice and build. Preparing for conversations before talking. I prepared some common phrases and questions. Examples. Can you help me, please? What time is it? Can you say it again? Nice to meet you. Using body language, I learned that communication is more than words. Smiling, nodding, and using hand gestures help express meaning and show you are friendly and confident. Embracing. Stacey understood that mistakes are part of learning. Every mistake was a chance to improve. When I felt afraid, I told myself, I am brave. My voice matters. Finding opportunities to speak, I looked for chances to practice, talking with neighbors or coworkers, joining English groups or online communities, speaking with classmates or at work. Reflection speaking English is my new strength. Every conversation makes me stronger. I am proud to use my voice. Chapter 20. Your journey continues. Never stop learning. Learning English doesn't end at 3 months. It's a lifelong adventure. Setting new goals now. I set bigger goals. Reading a full English book. Watching movies without subtitles. Writing stories or journals in English. Speaking with native speakers confidently. Staying curious and open-eye. Stay curious. Always ready to learn new words, phrases, and cultural ideas. English is a window to the world, and I want to keep it open. Sharing what you've learned, I decided to help others learn by sharing my story and tips. Teaching others helped me learn even more. Final reflection, this journey changed me. I started afraid and unsure, but now I am confident and ready. English is my key to a new world. I will keep growing every day. Congratulations! You have completed the 3-month journey to learn English. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and watch your English grow beyond your dreams.